Hey everyone, just a quick disclaimer before we continue on with the episode. This episode was recorded a few days before SASE officially announced to cancel the in-person conferences within the National Convention, after closely monitoring the rising COVID cases nationally and in Atlanta. As you may hear later in this episode, we were very excited about the in-person conferences and meeting up with people again. There are many emotions as the team had put a lot of work planning the in-person part of the convention, and we respect SASE's decision to cancel the in-person conference, as the health and well-being of all attendees is the most important. But this won't stop us from having fun, as we can still meet up virtually. So we'll see you at SASE's virtual convention. Now, back to the episode.
Welcome to The Adult Table, a podcast where we sit down with people in the SASE and our STEM community. We set the virtual table to bring in a diverse set of guests to engage in a casual conversation on their professional career and life.
With this podcast, we hope that we can bridge the gap between the hierarchy involved with growing up. We can redefine what it means to be able to figuratively sit at the adult table.
I'm one of your co-hosts, Jason Chin.
And I'm your other co-host, Jenny Chung. And today we have a couple of SASE friends from the National Convention Programming Committee. We have with us Swetha Cherukuri and Jeanavic Malaiba. Also, two people that couldn't make it today that are also part of the committee are Ray Rivera and Jane Wang. And also, I'm on the committee as well. So it's an all-women planning committee, which is pretty cool, right? So thank you for coming on. So I'm just going to have you guys go down the line or whatever order you want to have each guest introduce themselves. You can say like your roles in SASE, your background, whether it be work or education, and then anything you also want to add, like feel free to add a fun fact.
Wow, you're really making me go first. Fine. Hi, everyone. My name is Swetha. Like Jenny said, I am a part of the in-person National Convention Programming Committee. I'm actually the manager this year. And then I'm also currently the West Regional Manager. I graduated from the University of California at Santa Barbara with a BS in Physics in 2020, and I am currently a PhD student at UC Irvine. I don't know if you need to know anything else about me.
Keeping mysterious, I see.
This is my second podcast episode, so you probably already know a little bit about me if you actually listen to these.
And if you didn't, just go back and listen to it.
Yeah, go watch my other one. We don't have time to repeat it.
I wanted the resident, the veteran, guest host to, go first. But hi guys, this is Jeanavic Malaiba. I am currently in RC for the West team, and I'm also a volunteer on the programming committee, as mentioned before. I graduated with a degree in aerospace engineering and an emphasis in astronautics in December of 2020 from Cal State Long Beach, Go Beach. I don't know what else to say. What's a fun fact? Oh, I was on the news last year, so that was fun. Yeah, Swetha reminded me about that the other day, actually, because I totally forgot.
What morning program were you on?
Oh, I was on Good Morning America.
Okay. What was it about?
So it was right before the election that they aired it. So it was my mom's first time voting ever, like in a general election, even though she became a citizen in like the early 2000s. So she wanted to like post a video of it on Facebook. And someone that we knew actually is a producer for GMA, and they were like, oh, this is like really interesting because like neither of my parents had ever voted before, and it was a really important election, and yeah, it was their first time, so they wanted to include us on a piece, so it's pretty interesting.
That's really cool. Did you go on a set or anything, or did people come to you for?
Yeah, no, so they sent like a crew to our house, and it was kind of funny because all our neighbors started coming outside and like looking around. But yeah, it was a few cameramen, and then yeah, they just had us set up in our backyard. It was pretty interesting.
Oh, that's really cool. Wow.
Damn, that's so cool. Yeah, we should link that on our Insta. But no, that's really cool.
With my sister.
Yeah, just getting like exposure for, I guess, some people who became citizens later, just voting and stuff, just getting everyone out there to the polls. It's really cool. Thanks for the introduction. So kind of wanted to start off, since you guys are both on the National Convention Programming Committee, and you too, Jenny. Just want to see how you're feeling about convention coming up, and what are you like most excited for this year?
Do my committee members want to go first? This is literally how I have to like.
Hey, I'm a host of this
ask
podcast too.
This is how I have to ask questions like in our like team meetings. I'd be like, anyone have thoughts? And it's just silence.
I'm thinking is a thing. So okay. I'm excited for it. It's gonna be really nice to see everything that we have been working on and kind of trying to imagine come to life. I think I'm most excited to just be at convention again. It's one of my favorite things about SASE, and that's like how I first got really involved in it, was by going to one. So yeah, I'm just people. That's what I'm excited about, being around people again.
I think just like seeing people again. Also just like meeting new people, because I like conventions and conferences because I would meet people from like different parts of the US that maybe I normally wouldn't have, like different coasts. And then they're just like a connection to have too. Like if I happen to move cross country, you know, like I know people now. Just seeing people. And then also this is my first time on a planning committee for a national conference. Technically I was part of SASE Tank, which was a special event, so it wasn't like working with national conference directly. So it's different. And it's like on a bigger scale too. So I think seeing that come together, and then just being on a team with cool people, you know? So like, I don't think I've worked with any of the people on the committee this year before, but we know each other. I think we were all kind of like, we knew each other from, you know, different things from SASE. So I thought that was really cool as well. All right, Swetha, what you got?
I mean, both of you pretty much already said everything. Like we're just all excited to get together again, since it's been so long since we've all had like an in-person event together for all of SASE. And you know, Atlanta's a cool city. We're gonna be right in the heart of downtown Atlanta, so it's a cool place, cool people, and yeah, it's just exciting to like finally see the end of months of hard work, and like seeing it in person is gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm. So like, despite the convention, what else did you want to see in Atlanta?
I feel like I've talked about this a lot
You
with
have.
like our committee, but I really want to see the aquarium because it's the biggest aquarium, and also they have so many penguins, and I really love penguins. So yeah, and it's like right next to the convention center, so I'm excited for the aquarium. What are you excited for, Jenny?
Redirecting the question back to me. Let's see. I'm excited to go to the aquarium too. I feel like that's like a really cool thing to see. Haven't been to many aquariums. But then I do want to check out like Coca-Cola World, because I've heard that's just like a spot to go to as well.
Wait, what is Coca-Cola World? I don't think
because they have like is it a factory or like a brew? It's not really a brewery, right? It's like,
I think it's like
beer.
a mini museum. Plus, you can like taste all.
They have like different types,
of Coca-Cola around the world, because like Coke is like headquartered in Georgia. So
yes,
I think there's also like on the Vegas Strip. So if you don't want to go,
it was on the Vegas Strip. I saw it, but I didn't go.
You were like, I need to wait for that.
Yeah. What about you, Jeanavic?
I don't have like a particular place. I just like to travel. Okay, so I really like airports. So I like in my head, I have a list of like the different airports that I've been to that are like the nicest or the best ones. So I guess partially the airport, but I just like seeing new places. So I'm curious to know what like the landscape is there. Because every time I leave California, I'm always like, oh my gosh, wow, there's so many trees everywhere. So yeah, like that. I just want to see what the landscape kind of looks like, and yeah, I don't have a particular place.
We have trees in California.
Yeah, but they're different.
You know where I'm from. It's different. Like when you see LA from the air, you realize like how much of it is like concrete, you know, and then like when you see other places from the air, you actually see like landscape, which is nice. So That's what I meant.
Wait, so do you have like a favorite airport that you've been to so far? Like a favorite and a worst?
Yeah, I want the insider details.
Ooh, okay. So recently I went to Portland. I really like that airport, but I think overall the best airport I've been to was South Korea. Like I had a layover there, but that one was really nice. It was like very organized. Granted, I was like a kid still, but I thought it was really nice. I think that's what kicked off my like, hey, I should think about what kind of airports look nice and all that stuff. I think maybe the worst one, honestly, is LAX.
Honestly, it's so bad.
It's pretty bad, yeah. And it's not really like the inside of the airport that I care about too much. It's like just when you step outside and this is your first experience of the city. LAX is super bad. So I hope it gets better because they're gonna have a monorail now or like a train system going in. But yeah,
do they? Is that what they're building?
They're building it.
Is that for the Olympics, right?
Yeah, I think they're trying to get it done before then.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't know. But yeah, it's just not always the greatest vibes when you come back from a trip and it's like smoggy.
Yeah. I do know that the Singapore airport is so nice. I have never been, but there's like a freaking like waterfall thing. Yeah, in there. Yeah. If you see like pictures and stuff. Yeah.
I want to try to get a layover there. If I don't ever get to go to Singapore, I'm gonna at least hit the airport. Like,
right. That's the place to see. Honestly, like people go to the airport and take a bunch of pictures around because like it's just so pretty and green. It's like, how do they have so many plants inside? I think there's like trees and stuff too.
I think it's like fully a hotel and like a mall.
Yeah.
It's just super nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think the Atlanta airport's going to be that pretty, but I can take y'all into like an airport lounge with me because I got my new credit card.
Oh, look at you fancy like that.
I know. Got a new credit card just for travel benefits.
What credit card is it?
I got the American Express Platinum.
Oh, the Amex one. Oh my god.
I was looking at that one too.
Yeah.
This is some real
I know last time
this is real good stuff.
Damn.
Yeah, because last time I was on this podcast, we talked about TSA Pre and how much I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Travel cards. We really are adulting.
There's a lot of good deals for the Amex card, with like booking hotels and flights and stuff that I've heard.
That's how we booked our hotel in Vancouver.
Oh, do you get like more points or cash back or something?
I do get more points, and also like I get like a yearly hotel credit if I book like a fancy hotel through them.
Oh,
so that's what I did. Credit.
I see.
Wait, is Canada back up? Is it open again?
Yeah, can you get?
Yes,
we can get into Canada, right?
Yes, if you're vaccinated, you don't like quarantine. And
do you need to bring a COVID card?
Oh, you still have the quarantine? That's
if you're not vaccinated, I think you have to.
Oh, got it.
So if we are vaccinated, do you have to bring your proof of vaccination?
Probably.
I'm assuming, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some places where they require you to bring proof of vaccination to go into like restaurants, and I think New York is doing that.
For them.
Yeah, it's actually a great policy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is a big tangent.
Get it on your phone, like your Apple Wallet.
How do you do that?
You can get it.
I heard about it, but I'm gonna stick with my little laminated.
Yeah, I know if you go to like a Staples, right? If you go to Staples or an Office Depot, they will give you a copy and laminate that for free.
Well, you can just like, at least for California, you just go to like a website and it'll give you like your digital.
Oh, but I didn't get vaccinated in California.
Oh, I don't know if Massachusetts has the same thing.
I didn't get vaccinated in Massachusetts either.
Where did you get?
I got vaccinated in Connecticut at home where I'm from.
Oh, wait, you're so right. I forgot. Like,
oh wait, Jason got vaccinated in Massachusetts. Maybe do you know about this?
Either way, just Google.
Yeah.
Digital.
I don't remember seeing anything, but I haven't been to any places that like required anything like that. So I don't even like carry the card around.
Okay. When I went to Naka, that really bougie restaurant that I spent $500 on a meal, they required a vaccination card. No.
We saw the Instagram stories.
No, I went with like four other people because like we booked the table and you had to reserve ahead of time, and it was really hard to get reservations. They only have tables for like a certain group of people, like 5 on certain days and then 4 on certain days, 3. And we originally had a group of 3, but then only 5 was available for the day that we like wanted to go. So we just booked the 5, and then I had to find like 2 extra people to try to fill the spots because there's $100 deposit per spot. Oh shoot. Swetha, sorry.
You didn't invite either of us.
Wait, but also, do you eat like seafood and stuff and like meat though? Yeah,
I'm trying to be vegetarian.
Gosh, see?
I mean, I do.
She
but
does.
Oh,
Next time.
I would go. Honestly, I would
remember.
go again. The menu items change like based on the season and when you go, and also, so the restaurant that I went to is called Naka. It was featured on like Chef's Table or whatever on Netflix. There's an episode about the chef and stuff. It's really interesting stuff. This is a way big tangent, but but basically, like they keep a profile on per person that goes there, and then so they track like, oh, if you've been there already, or if you've already been there, like what you liked and what you didn't like based on your reactions. And then if you go again, like you'll customize it to your like experience, and like they'll never serve you the same thing twice. And yeah, so watch that episode.
Sus,
It's really cool. No, it's really cool. The chef's really cool. Like she works really hard.
If you're in the SoCal area, go.
It's really hard to get a reservation though. So to be honest, yeah.
Not
Is it
sponsored.
in LA?
Yeah, it's in LA. It's like near Culver City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
Honestly, like $100 for a super bougie, like
Well, no, that was the
There isn't-
deposit, and then the actual price itself was $285 per person.
Per person.
Then I also did the wine pairing, like wine and sake pairing with the food. Additional $150 with tip
Ooh.
and tax.
Ooh.
Goes up to $500.
How much wine did you drink for 150, girl? It better have been a lot.
No, it was. I mean, the amount actually they were good pours,
Okay.
like they're pretty good pours, but the quality was like good because I don't usually like sake or anything. So it pairs really well with the food too, like based on like the dish. If it's like a meat dish or if it's like seafood, like light and whatever, like a heavier. Yeah. So I really liked it. Like I've never had a meal that expensive, to be honest. Like, what's the most expensive meal you've ever had? Like, if you think about it, right? I don't think I usually spend more than 100, unless I'm like really. But after this, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
damn.
Well, I can't live like that, like a grad student. So
I mean, after that, I'm like, I'm gonna eat like ramen for the rest of the month.
What about your chia seeds?
Oh, I have chia seeds. I mean, I still have a big pack from Costco. Yeah. Wow, we went on a tangent. I do want to circle back to, because we didn't ask Jason about what he's excited for convention.
Yeah.
Outside from, since you're not on the programming committee, right? So from an external perspective, as like an attendee, but also as a regional coordinator, right? Like, as part of the collegiate team.
Yeah. So I'm just excited to meet like all the other RCs and everyone else on like the Northeast team. So this is my second year being on the collegiate team, and I've only met like a handful of people in person. So I feel like that's like the most fun part. Like I already have like a job set up, and like I've been to, I don't even know how many conferences at this point. So I think I'm like more excited for like the networking part. And yeah, I'm just kind of interested to see kind of what you guys come up with. It's been like a year gap for like an in-person conference, so we'll give back some like nostalgia too. So I think I'm just looking forward to all of that combined. And yeah, I just like traveling a lot too. So Atlanta, I don't really know that much about it, but I don't know. With like the whole SASE fam crew and everything, any city is probably going to be pretty fun too.
True.
Yeah.
And that's Saturday after party, you know.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. Does the programming committee manager pay for everything?
Ooh, yeah, I would like that.
Since
Thank you.
the programming manager lives on a student stipend. No.
Yeah.
We're all buying rounds. It's okay.
I mean, can you?
First round can be on me for like you all, but like everyone else and all the other rounds.
I'll buy a round. Yeah. Of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a job now. I have to give back to the community, right? Because like when I because when I was poor and like,
Please, ma'am.
you know, people would buy me drinks.
Yeah.
And so like I've actually had a fair share of like people just
Yeah,
buying.
yeah.
So I need to like give back now, you know.
Right. Like when I was like
Yeah.
an undergrad, like I didn't buy my own drinks. But
Yeah.
like now I'm like, okay, I'm still in school, but I can at least afford to, do some rounds.
Right. It's a gesture.
For the youngsters.
Yeah.
Damn. Jenny, why don't you pay for my drinks?
Oh. I'll pay for your I'll pay for
No,
the
I'm
one.
kidding. I'm
I will.
kidding. But it is a lot different like having a job. Like I took off Thursday and Friday, and I'm like planning to fly in on Wednesday. So it's like
Mhm.
now I have like so much flexibility, and I'm like, oh, now I have like an actual income. Like before, I
It's
was like just
different.
flying Spirit. I was like
Oh yeah.
trying to
Oh my
like
god.
share luggage with people. I was trying to like
But you
do,
have to
like,
do that
all
at
that
least
stuff,
once.
like-
Yeah. I've done that once for a conference where I flew Spirit. I think it was
I've
to
never flown
Schaumburg.
Spirit, and I never will.
It's
Honestly?
not
Really?
that bad. You gotta rough it sometimes. Remember, your roots.
True. You have to be you have to like remember where you came from to experience like then you'll enjoy the bigger
I'm good,
things so
love.
much
I'm
better.
good.
I'm saying, man, like Spirit isn't that bad, but I think you also just have to be a lucky person, maybe.
That's true.
Like I've had pretty okay experiences with them. But I also like don't want to recommend people to them at the same
Right.
time.
Yeah.
Because it's very hit or miss. Like I saw that video of it was like a Spirit charter or something that like landed in the ocean, and someone was taking like a video. Yeah, no, like literally as it was filling up with water, and it ended up on Twitter somehow. So every time like I suggest to someone like, oh, let's fly Spirit, they'll bring up that video. And I was like, okay, but we're not going over an ocean. It's fine.
There's rivers, bro.
That is true.
Yeah.
There's lakes.
Yeah, you know about that one plane that landed? Was it in New York or something in the Hudson?
Oh, the
Or what-
Hudson?
Yeah.
They made a Tom Hanks movie out of it.
Oh, did they?
Oh, I know.
Oh yeah.
Did you watch this movie?
No, I just saw the promo. I was like, good for him.
Oh wait, so it's coming out?
No,
No,
it's-
it came out like a few years ago.
Oh,
It was
okay,
all right.
okay.
I think I watched
Oh,
it.
you watched it?
It's like because the Hudson River is like close to home, so it's just like
Oh.
it's like a
I see.
hometown movie
Yeah,
kind of.
yeah.
With Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What was the whole movie about? Was it one of those things where it was like 20 minutes that they condensed or that they like expanded into like an hour and a half, 2 hours?
Like, what else was there
It
to
was-
show? Like,
Yeah.
So like there was kind of I don't know how much of it's real, but there like in the movie there's controversy that basically he was like either hungover / like still intoxicated when like all of this kind of happened, but he still was able to do it. But now he's like on trial for like all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
And so it's like
I
him
remember
becoming
that.
like a hero versus like him under like the public scrutiny of like drinking and stuff.
that's so funny. It's like that is like you cause your own problems, but you solve them. And you're like, wow, I'm so great. I'm the hero.
And the best pilot.
Yeah.
We don't know if that's what happened. Only
Right.
one of us has seen the movie.
Right. No, but I'm saying that like that concept, like in like my life, it's just like I feel like for people, it's just like, wow, like look at all these problems I created, but I could fix it. It's just funny.
Is it the consequences of my own actions?
Yes. Yes.
I think about that a lot.
I low-key feel like so many movies are like that. Like, and I think about like a bunch of Marvel movies too. It's like always like they started some shit and then they're fixing it. It's like, how does every movie have the same kind of plot line there?
I mean, okay, not to get English with this, but hero's journey? ?
Oh, true. Okay, so that's like a very common like trope, right?
I think so.
I learned about hero's
I mean-
journey from like Homer, like Odyssey. Is that what is where I learned it from?
Mhm.
English class? Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, what is the
I'm not
hero's
sure
journey?
it
There's like
is.
there's like a circle to it. It's like
Yeah.
something happens and then like
Triangle.
is it a triangle? I thought it was like it's like some repetitive thing, right? Where
Man,
it's
my
like,
roommate in college was like an English major. I should know this. I hope she doesn't watch this.
They're gonna make us take English again, dude. No, I think it's like that whole. Oh my gosh, I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's like it has to do with like character and plot development.
Oh, it is a
And there's
circle.
like 9 different steps or something like that. We might have to cut out this part.
Okay, no, I got you.
oh,
Okay.
I think this is really authentic. Just show
First step is the call to adventure.
Okay.
And this
You look like you're
particular
reading something
circle
special.
has supernatural aid after that. And then they reach the threshold. It's the beginning of their transformation. They have either like a helper, a mentor, like
Right.
challenges, temptations, etc. And then they reach the BIS part, which is like a revelation or something, like it's their rebirth. And then they like actually do the transformation part of their journey. They atone, and then they return a better person, I guess.
Okay.
That's what Google says.
Wow, honestly, when I hear all these like words again, I'm like, wow, I really didn't retain, like I don't remember anything from high school, literally. Like all the stuff from like literature classes or like even some math things. I was thinking about it recently. I was like, only thing I was really retained from math was like those formulas, like quadratic formula, or like in in physics, you just learn like B equals IR, right? Or like these certain equations that like mean nothing to me now. You know?
That hurts.
Damn, that's the advice to any high schoolers. None of it matters.
Yeah, any of you guys listening. Honestly, I tried too hard in high school compared to how much I really should have tried.
I feel that.
I always give my little sister the advice, and like, if you know you're not going into like this specific sort of like, if you're not going into STEM, just don't you don't need to take the APs for that. That's money. That's time and effort. Like, yeah, you'll probably like build character taking this, but also at what cost?
True.
Like, focus on the things you're really good at, I think. But yeah, I mean, like this year I tried to convince her, and I was like, oh yeah, you should take physics. And then she took it for one day and she was like, I'm stressed, I'm gonna switch to anatomy.
Circling back again, but like speaking of advice, I guess now that you are kind of seasoned conference people and also are like planning it, do you have any advice for students who might be going into their first one or like going into it looking for like more opportunities if they're like graduating soon or anything like that?
I think my advice is to just don't underestimate yourself, because funny story, it was my second time going to national conference, and this was at Pittsburgh. So the year before, I didn't know that there were like hospitality suites where you talk to the different companies, and that's how they kind of like first round recruit you for your interviews. So this year I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna do that. And so the only one I had time for was Boeing. So I got in line. I waited for like maybe almost 2 hours to talk to someone. By the time I got to talk to someone, she seemed kind of over it. She was tired, of course. Like she was standing for like 2.5+ hours. And I thought it went so bad. I was talking about like, oh yeah, I mean, I do a lot of volunteer stuff. Like I'm really well-rounded, but my GPA is not that high. And then she was like, well, why would you point that out to me? That doesn't really matter, but it seems like you really care about it. And I was like, oh, maybe I should have said that. Like it was kind of awkward. And I totally thought I bombed it. And I went to my hotel room. I was like about to cry because I was like, oh my gosh, I waited so long and I did super bad. Like I was not on my A game. And like I was complaining to my friend and I was really, really upset about it. And then like literally in the next second, I got an interview. Like they texted me. They were like, oh, yeah, you actually got an interview for the next day. And then literally that night I was like, I'm buying everyone drinks. Like, let's like have a good time. Life's not that bad. But anyways, I think just maybe the advice is don't be too much in your head about it and try for every opportunity. Because I was so close to getting out of that line. And I ended up getting the internship that summer. So that was really nice. But I think about how many things like had to go wrong for it to go right. So I don't know where this went. That was like 3 different pieces of advice. But yeah, that was my unconference experience and story.
Mm-hmm. I think I agree with that because I also did something kind of similar where I was just like, I wasn't really looking for anything in particular, but I was like walking around the career fair, like looking for free stuff as one does. And then I just happened to go on the Northrop table and this lady comes up to me and she's like, what major are you? And I was like, oh, computer engineering. And then she's like, do you want an interview? And I was like, oh. And that was the summer I only had 2 months free and I wasn't like looking for anything because I thought that was too short for an internship. Because usually I'll look for like a summer one. And then she was like, oh yeah, here's the job. And I was like, oh, okay. So I would just say, just go up, talk to someone, like even if you think they don't want to talk to you. I mean, honestly, the companies are there kind of like to meet students or people looking for jobs. So you never know where a conversation can go. Even if you think it's bad, like sometimes we overthink. Maybe your impression that you have of yourself like is not like what other people may think. So we are our harshest critics, right?
That was deep.
Yeah. Going off of that too, I feel like even in like SASE meetings or anything, like I'm definitely like in my head too much. And I'm like you're saying, like you critique yourself too much. And then I'll like ask a friend who's in the meeting. They're like, I have no idea what you're even talking about. It's like, wow, this is something that has been ruminating in my mind for the last like 30 minutes. Cause I'm like, oh my God, that sounded awful. Or that was like so weird or whatever. And other people kind of don't notice that. They'll like remember kind of their impressions, kind of what I guess first impressions, also kind of like the vibe that you kind of give off to. So those little details aren't as important as you may think.
Yeah, I guess the advice I would give, which is not job related, because I've never like gone to one of these conferences with the intention of getting a job, because I was always more focused on grad school kind of path for myself, is just try and meet as many people as you can, because you will never have this, well, like not never, you'll have it like once a year, but like all of these people from across the country are here in this one space. Like you could learn so much, you could make potentially lifelong friendships, because mine are going pretty strong, I think, and you can just learn so much from each other, because you come from all sorts of different backgrounds and you've done different things. And it's just, that's my favorite part of conferences, is meeting all these people that I wouldn't have met otherwise. So I would just encourage you all, like, I know it's a little scary, but we have networking sessions. And even if you don't want to go to one of those, just like walk up to someone and be like, hey, and just start talking to them, because might as well make the most of every minute you're in this space with thousands of other people associated with SASE.
True. And I mean, I always use like, not SASE as a crutch, but I'm just like, it's easy, right? To start a conversation, to just talk about SASE things. And then you can like try to move that conversation to like later. It's like, oh, you're going to that after thing, right? I'll see you there.
Yeah, I feel like everyone, it's kind of weird to think, but everyone is also there for similar reasons too. So even if they might not look like they're well or like open to having a conversation, they probably feel kind of similar to you, where they might be nervous going up to someone else. So I feel like most of the times people are pretty happy to be like approached by someone to have a conversation or just talk about conference or how they're feeling about it. I feel like that's kind of like an easy way in. And then once that happens, I feel like people in the SASE community are pretty open, pretty friendly. So I think it always works out.
I think going off of what everyone said too, I remember my first conference, I met an Asian person with a Southern accent for the first time. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Because I've grown up in California my whole life. And I was just like, wow, the world is so big. Like, I love this. I always think about that every time I go to a conference.
You're going to love Atlanta.
We have more people from the South, right? Right, cool. We can move on from convention stuff, unless you guys want to talk more about like being part of the planning committee or anything. How's that going? No.
It's going.
It's going. Yeah. Planning is happening. Yeah.
You handling,
I'm handling. Yep. Okay. Yeah. The topics that we covered so far were so random, but I really liked it, honestly. So we can keep going off of that. Yeah. But I did want to talk about adult things. It's like, this is like the Adult Table podcast. And so kind of wanted to get your gauge of how you feel as like quote unquote adults and your transition from, I guess, like from undergrad to like adult life. Cause I feel like usually it's like, oh, when you go through college, you kind of feel like you go through a really big growth phase where you grow a lot as a person, you develop more friendships, and you figure out kind of like what you want to do in your life. So I kind of just wanted to get, I guess, a gauge of like your transition to adult life from college, or I know you're still in grad school, Swetha, but like, I guess going through that like you're still going through like continuing education. So that's kind of a bit different than undergrad. And then if you feel like you have things planned out, people always say like, talk about like 5-year plans and whatnot. So kind of just wanted, we can go from anywhere here, but kind of wanted to get your gauge on like how you feel about that part of your life.
Yeah, well, my 5-year plan is finish my PhD in 5 years.
Mhm.
Not much more to it at this point. It was an interesting transition to go from undergrad to graduate school. Like, I feel like, I think I talked about this a little bit the last time I did an episode, but like, I felt like I was becoming an adult when I did that, just because now, like, I live by myself. Like, I don't have a roommate right now, but even if I did, like, it's just, grad school is such a different sphere than like undergrad, because everything's kind of more serious now, especially, like PhD is just like, oh, I'm committed to this for like 4 to 5 years. Like, this is another round of college all over again. For me, it was a little easier just because I had been like preparing for this kind of already. Like, I always felt like I would go to grad school and not like go get a job or anything. So like, I've always had it in the back of my mind. So it's kind of an easier transition for me.
I think for me, I definitely am in that like period where I'm trying to figure out what my next 5 years is going to look like, because and you always hear everybody talk about it, like we have everything up until college like planned out. And then so I got to college and then I was like, oh, okay, like focus on finishing and then I'll go from there. And then when I was close to finishing, I had that internal panic of like, oh my gosh, I need a job now. And then now that I'm at the job, it's like, what am I going to do next? And it feels like everyone's doing like grad school. But then I thought about like, I didn't really love school 100%. Like maybe I need a little bit of a break from it. So yeah, like right now I'm just in the middle of working, and I kind of like did it non-traditionally where I lived at home for college and then I moved out like pretty much right after I finished. So slowly, like now, while I've had a lot of friends who, have been living on their own for 4 years, I'm now doing that. And I think there's pros to it. Like you're a little bit more mature, but at the same time, it's like there's stuff like, well, now I have all this money and I'm on my own. So like it's really like a world of possibilities. But yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do in the next 5 years. It's exciting and very scary.
Yeah, that's I think after you graduate, because like we always have like these tangible goals, right? It's like, oh, school is just like every year you increase a year and then you graduate. But then after that, no one can really tell you what to do. Like there's so much directions you can go in, right? So it's like you can pursue a really technical path if you're an engineer, or you can go in managerial, or you can do like really specialized, like you can be really, really specialized or that sort of thing, right? So it's like you're like overwhelmed by like all these choices, or that's how I feel at least. Especially since I've been working for a few years now, where my managers will ask me about like that sort of thing, and then it'll be like it's time for, hopefully like it'll be time for a promotion, right? When you work for a few years, and then that's how you keep moving up. Yeah.
Do you guys think you have things outside of work/career focused goals for like the future? I feel like some people, now that I've been talking to more people out of school, they have either financial goals or like maybe, I don't know, future family, like kind of stuff like that, personal goals that you have set. Or are you kind of, I don't know, I guess the opposite would be kind of just going with the flow, trying to just see where life kind of takes you?
So a big one that I have actually is to try and live and work out of state for a little bit. I guess that is a part of my 5 years. I'm just trying to figure out how work's gonna fit into that. Because yeah, I know everyone always says that it's such like a bubble we live in down here. And I like, even though I moved out, I'm still in the general area that I grew up in. So I want to know what that's like. So yeah, I guess living out of state's a big one. I want to get my pilot's license. So that's another one. I think it would just be fun. So that's, financial, if I'm financially able to. I don't know what else. I guess, yeah, like save as much as I can, because I want to not be caught off guard in case things go wrong, like COVID or something. And, I find myself without a job. But I think growing up and not coming from not having a lot, that was just really my biggest goal in like going to college and having a career, is to be able to like provide for myself and my family if I need to. So yeah, I mean, I think that's part of like not really having a plan past college. It's just like, well, I want to work and make money. So yeah, but now it's also about figuring out like what else is there in the world for me and like my career and stuff. So pretty fun.
I'm trying to think of something that I can't.
What about you, Jenny, while Shweta's
Yeah.
Me too. I think like my thing is just to have more experiences because like when I was in college, I really just like
I agree.
studied a lot, right? I never went to any concerts or travel or been able to like travel that much. Like I did travel for conference and stuff, but like not really for vacation usually because sometimes we just go home for a break for like summer vacation or something like that, right? I wouldn't really go anywhere. So like just because now I have money and money can buy you experiences, right? You can eat really good food. You can, go to live shows. And I think I've been to I've been to like more things now or like just trying like different type of cuisines, right? Like that sort of thing. Also, Groupon has some good things too, and then I also went parasailing recently with Swetha. So that was a good time. Yeah, like I've never done that stuff, and there's so many more experiences too. Like I want to go skydiving or I want to go like bungee jumping, that sort of thing. And so I think that's kind of like where I want to like spend my extra time and money, right? Like saving up for those things. Pilot license, that's really cool. Like that is a thing that people do, like where they will like fly like planes, and you can buy a plane too, like if you make enough money, and that's really cool.
That's like far down the road.
Yeah.
So even getting it's pretty pricey, which is why I was like financially willing. I'm gonna get it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the first step is to do one of those introductory flights where you go with an instructor and you can bring someone else. I found a Groupon deal.
Nice.
So I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Groupon's how I have my experiences nowadays.
Yeah.
We need to get one of the Duffy boats in Newport and go out together.
Yes, I've been meaning to do that.
The what boats?
It's like you essentially just drive the boat yourself. It's like a small little boat. It's
around
like
a harbor. It's nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
You can bring your own drinks and food.
Nice.
Yeah. I'll
Actually,
buy you a captain's hat, Jenny.
Wait, yes, Jenny will look so cute with a aye, Captain. But you and me, Jenny, we're going bungee jumping and to a concert.
That is true. That's what I was thinking.
Look at our
yeah.
friendship. Wow. Okay, I guess like going off of your answer a little bit, one of the things like I want to do more and hopefully within my budget of a grad student is like travel out of the country more because I've very rarely gone out of the country. So I think it would be cool, like post COVID, of course, and everything, but
right.
Yeah, just more exploring.
Because I was thinking about this is gonna get kind of deep, but like I was thinking about the purpose of life. Like what is there to do like that we would want to like fulfill ourselves just like being on Earth, right? And I wrote a journal entry about this because I was just thinking a lot about it. Because like after you reach like a certain point, it's just like, oh, there's only so many things you can do in life and experience. And the part of it is just to feel like fulfilled and like that you made like some sort of impact that you wanted to leave. I guess like when you are not around anymore. Oh, the point is just to like try to live as much as you can, right? Because you only really have potentially one like that you consciously know about. So it's kind of just figuring out like what you want to do and like, but ultimately I think it's just loving yourself, like who you want to become, continually improving yourself, evolving, right? Yeah, sorry for the tangent, but
no, that's all good.
That was good.
I think it all fits in. I think going into or in high school and college, everything's set for you. You don't have to think about like your ulterior like purpose in life. Your purpose is kind of, or I don't know, at least for me, my parents told me that I was to go to school and work hard for like the first couple of years, right? So like I never had to think about this, and now like we kind of have that freedom. Like we have incomes now, we have this opportunity, and I think especially with our generation too, we have like a lot more opportunity to kind of like change jobs, switch around, kind of experience all these things. So I don't know. It's like kind of weird thinking about it, but now like we're starting to be at the point that we should kind of take advantage of it.
No, I get you. It's like you kind of have a new consciousness about who am I as a person. As Jenny was talking about. Yeah, I get you. I think it's because for me growing up too, it was about like, oh, I need to fulfill like what my parents wanted for me, and like this is the whole reason they came here, and once I finished college, they're like, okay, well, good luck. I was like, cool. Now I, want to figure out what I like and stuff, which is, started in college and kind of, joining SASE 2 helped me like figure out some of the stuff that I do enjoy in life. One of them being travel and seeing new places and trying out new things. So yeah, I totally get what you mean, Jenny. Like I've been in that headspace too. Maybe I should start journaling, I think. That seems like a good idea.
It is really helpful. Yeah. Just to write down things. I like physically writing, but my hand cramps up really fast now because I don't write as much as I used to, like for anything. Because everything is like digital now, right? I tried doing digital journaling, but it's just not my style. Yeah.
Here's mine.
Oh, we're sharing journals. Mine is really plain though. Wait, for the viewers not on
audio.
I'm gonna read.
Mine's like just a moleskin. I put some
cute.
stickers.
Oh, got the stickers.
Yeah. And then it's also a grid format, so like I can like draw things if I want to.
Oh, she said bullet journal.
Yeah, I used to bullet journal for like college because I really like checklists and I really like crossing things off when I do them. So I have a whiteboard also in front of me where I just like write stuff done that I need to do, like whether it be like errands I need to run, like schedule appointments, and I just really like checking things off. So
me too.
Yeah,
I have that, but like it's in my notes app on my phone.
Oh yeah, me too.
Oh, I like the physical like cross out. Yeah,
the satisfaction.
It's really satisfying. It's just something like it does something in my brain, serotonin. Yeah.
I have a question for you guys, like who journal. Do you guys like go back and read like older entries, or is it like more of the process? Like I've never like really done journaling, but is it something that you like kind of go back into and I guess like read again after like those days?
Yeah, sometimes I do. Like I think I do it mostly just because I know I have like a terrible memory most of the time, so I need it like written down either like in my phone or like just on somewhere. So like I remember, oh yeah, I did that day. Like, in the future when I forget, what I did 5 years ago or something.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. I haven't been journaling for that long, but I did like sometimes I did start a little bit. I'll do it every now and then. I'm not consistent with it too, is the thing. I'm trying to.
Yeah.
But so usually I find that I journal if I'm like feeling really sad, which I'm trying not to do, like associate journaling with sad, like existential thoughts. But like sometimes I'll go back and read it like within like a few months just to see like where I was, like what headspace I was in. It's really interesting too to see like, oh, like I was feeling like this type of way that day and like what I was thinking. Yeah, I don't know. Also my writing vocabulary, I think is very low. Like I used to be like when I took English and stuff, like I feel like I use like bigger words or like better words to describe how I'm feeling. And so journaling, it helps be like, oh, why am I like a child?
Oh,
but I mean, it helps. I'm trying to read more too, to help with like vocabulary and stuff like that. Yeah, because like I just talk in memes. I feel like usually with people
TikTok.
Like TikTok. Yeah.
Did you like the meme I sent you today?
Yes, I did.
Okay, you didn't respond. So.
I'm not used to reacting on iPhone messages. Sorry.
Well, you didn't even text me back.
Oh shoot! Sorry. I'm sorry.
Gee,
why are you calling me out on the podcast?
You can edit it.
Oh, we'll keep it in.
I'm a busy person.
I just need you to appreciate my Star Wars memes. Okay,
you do send me. They're also they're good memes. I just like still also haven't watched Star Wars.
I know.
Sorry.
I'm like hoping like if I send you enough, you're like, I need to fucking watch them. So
I have Disney Plus now, so I can do it. I know. Sorry.
They're like 4K on there.
Damn, that episode was like 5 months ago. There's like no progress, Jenny.
Honestly,
Dang.
why did you even ask me for movie recommendations anymore?
I will watch it. I will.
You have to watch one before Monday, or else you can't come to my party.
Damn. All right, I'll watch one.
Silence.
All right. I will.
Gotta lay down the line.
Okay. I'll do it. Oh, I wanted to ask you, Jason, since we all answered, like, what are your goals outside of work?
I honestly don't have like anything kind of set up. I'm just like, I feel like it's been a year since I graduated and I'm still just like trying to figure out how to be like a functional adult. So in terms of like insurance stuff and like going to my doctor's appointments and like
yes, doctor's appointments.
taxes and stuff and like all that stuff, like I do not have a good grasp on at all. I feel like that's kind of like that first step, but also I think for me, trying to figure out what a healthy routine would be for like the future. So like fitting in actually eating healthy foods and like working out and having a good work-life balance to see people. I don't think I have a grasp on that. Like I think so far I've always had to like sacrifice kind of one of those things. So it's like, oh, I could like hang out with all my friends and do all this stuff, but I'm kind of eating all this frozen food and all this crap. And it's hard to like kind of fit in all of that. So kind of trying to prioritize things that I really do want to do in the future and like fitting that all in because I need to have like a good routine to do this. I think that's like kind of my next goals that I have.
I gotcha. Yeah, I don't know how people do it. Like they go to work, go to the gym or something. I tried that for the first year, like when gyms are still open. I mean, they are now also, but like I stopped during quarantine. But it's just so tiring to like work not 8 to 9 hours a day and then like do other things after. There's just I have no energy. I don't know how people do it. And then like if people have the older people that have like kids and stuff, like how you have to like pay attention to them. Barely.
My parents do it. Like they came home and then there was us. Like I'm done with work and I need like a second to myself.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I totally get you guys. I think maybe the trick is like you have to have a very set amount of sleep, like 5 to 6 hours to get everything done.
That's so sad.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out too. Like the blind leading the blind right now.
Yeah. It really is. No one's got it. Like no one knows how. Like we're all tired all the time. I think that is it. Yeah. Like we just like will never be fully rested.
I'm tired.
We'll never know peace again.
It's like such a bad cycle. Like I'm like, if I have one good night's rest in the weekend, I'm like, oh, cool, I could do something late at night, and then I just screw it up for the rest of the week, and I'm just like waiting for the weekend. I like literally will text my partner about this all the time. We're like, all right, we just need one weekend to catch up, and then this is damn. Amberly relates to this combo.
Nice. Yeah. We're all in that stage, you know.
Yeah. We struggle. Honestly, even this podcast, I think Jenny and I both took a nap before this.
I did. I literally
I was like a long day.
I was like, I need to recharge from work. Also, just like I was driving a lot yesterday. Okay, cool. Do we want to move on to rapid fire, Jason?
Love rapid fire.
Yeah, we have kind of like two sectors of this. So we have like rapid fire, just some quick responses to some questions. And then we also have like a separate part where it's like defending your opinion. So we have some slightly controversial questions that are fun. We'll see what your opinions are and see how you defend it. Okay, cool. I guess I'll start off. Is there like a TV show that you will like kind of defend to the end, like your favorite TV show ever?
This is so hard. I like so
yeah.
Yeah,
Swetha hated doing the favorites or the best.
Okay, if you can't think of one, we could also change. I can also rephrase the question to be like, what's a show that you hate watch that like you don't like but you watch anyway?
Okay, that's a good question.
Any show in the Bachelor franchise.
Okay.
Except Bachelor in Paradise is genuinely good though. But, like I'll hate watch like Bachelor and Bachelorette because they tend not to be as good.
I just watched my first part of Bachelor in Paradise last week.
Yes, it's so much fun. It's so messy.
My like guilty pleasure show is Love Island UK specifically.
Ooh.
Because it's just the way that they talk sometimes, like I need subtitles. And it's like all these little phrases that they have are so charming because I don't know what they're talking about half the time, but I'm like, I'm really following this. And then you're like 7 episodes invested and you're wondering if like Jason's gonna like Marissa, you know, like all these different things. I think on top of that though, like a bad show that I will defend is 90 Day Fiance. I love that show. It's like one of those shows that you just like have in the background, but you're like unconsciously thinking about later on in the day and stuff. I find it's just a really interesting show, and I think how they try to have a bunch of spin-offs about it. So like now they have ones where people will be moving to their partner's home country rather than just like America, and seeing how like other people live and stuff. Just interesting.
Damn. Actually, how do you guys think you would be if you were on one of those like love shows? If it was like Love Island, or if it was like The Bachelor, Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise, like how do you guys think you would be in those shows?
Like the producers would hate me because I wouldn't do anything they want.
Like anything, so that
Honestly, I would just be like, no, you're just telling me that so you could do this, and then so you can have this edit, and they'll kick me off, honestly. Because I'll just analyze it.
you really think about it. I don't think I'm ever one to start the drama because I don't like that. But I think I will be the friend that will be listening, be like, yeah, no, that wasn't right. So just maybe probably the person they get reactions from.
Like they'll pan the camera and you're like making like a disgusted.
Yeah,
all right, I got you.
I can't hold my expressions, like if something dramatic happens, like my face will react before I do.
Are you going to be a Justin?
Yeah.
What does this mean?
I'm just gonna like have a lot of memes.
It's from The Bachelorette.
I
His
see.
last season, like he was the go-to meme guy. Like his faces are incredible.
Gotcha.
Okay, next question. I guess kind of broad, but do you have a beverage of choice? It could be alcoholic or not,
I love coffee.
Oh, coffee.
I'm a coffee fiend. I'm to the point now where I need it so that I won't have a headache. Like even if I get like a good amount of sleep, which is concerning, but I feel like my palate when it comes to coffee is like very diverse now because I've tried a whole bunch, but that's my drink of choice.
I guess my drink of choice, non-alcoholic, would for now, like especially because we've been inside for like months and whatnot. I've been drinking a lot more water, which is good for me.
Yes, nice. We love that.
And then I guess the other one would probably be like Coca-Cola, just classic.
Both caffeine. Both of those.
But like I don't drink Coca-Cola every day.
That's good.
I don't need it to get up in the morning.
Yeah. All right. Next one. What is something underrated, an underrated thing to do at every conference?
Actually make it to breakfast because they actually have some really good stuff. If you're wise about it, you don't have to leave the food in the hall, if you know what I'm saying.
You know what? I don't think I've ever made it to breakfast. because the time difference like really messes you up and you like come in the day before. So I don't think I've ever woken up early enough for breakfast. I think something overrated or underrated. Oh, all the swag that you get from the different booths. Yeah, I've gotten some really cool like stickers and other things from conferences that I don't think I would have gotten for free otherwise.
I think it was like the second year in Chicago. This one company, like around lunchtime, they were giving out like samosas, and I was like, "Bro, I'm here for this. Like, let's go." I don't remember who they were. I'm sorry. Otherwise, I would shout them out. But yeah, I was like, "Thank you." Like, I can't get a job here, but I'm here for the free food.
Yeah.
Okay, and then one more rapid fire since we have more stuff. What is your favorite musical artist right now, and have you seen them live yet? If you want to.
My favorite artist is always Coldplay, and I have seen them live, and hopefully we'll see them live again very soon. New album out in October. Please stream.
My favorite right now is someone called Stephen Day. He's pretty, I don't think he's like super big at the moment, but he's been releasing a lot of stuff consistently in the last year. I'm going to see him in October. So that's really good. But besides him, Bruno Major is really good too. If you guys haven't listened to him, I love him. I saw him like a few years ago, and like he's one of those artists that's kind of like Ed Sheeran, where they like make and play all their own music. So it was really interesting to see him. And then I got to meet him too, because it was a small venue and he was like drunk. So I like popped a selfie and laughed.
Nice.
Yeah, he's British. Very, very, very cool. So yeah, those are my two recommendations.
Cool.
I'm excited to go see Tame Impala with you.
Yes. Okay, we're also seeing Tim
And Lainey with Jenny, of course.
I want to see Lainey. I just want to cry in the club, you know?
Yeah, we need to simp a little bit, you know? Like I'm going to simp at that concert, and then I'm going to go see The Weeknd and just have some toxic masculinity times.
Nice.
Dude, I was going to say John Mayer, and I was like, so
no!
blame me for that. So maybe not. Maybe not say.
I mean, I guess we can each have one. Mine is The Weeknd / Drake. And then yours is John Mayer.
Fair.
All right, cool. So we can move on to kind of like the debate, we'll say, like section. So very common question, is a hot dog a sandwich? So whatever side you guys are on, how do you feel? Or I guess like first we could say like yes or no, and then we'll hear some remarks.
I don't really eat hot dogs, but I would say no. Just because it's like open. In my mind, like sandwich, like it has to be bracketed, closed, whatever.
So I also say no because, and I think hot dogs should have their own category, a very specific one where it's just one open face of the bread. And in that should also be like meatball subs and Philly cheesesteaks. Because like to me, when I think of a sandwich, it's like two open faces, like what I think Swetha was trying to say. And so we should just put it in its own category. I don't think we can call it a sandwich.
Okay.
Interesting. So is everything at Subway in like that category?
They're subs.
That's true. I mean, I don't know. I guess it just depends on your sandwich creator, because sometimes I've seen them like cut all the way through.
That's true. Yeah.
Right. I don't know. That's a good question.
Some deep questions here. All right, next one. Is cereal a soup?
No.
Why? Why not?
Because in my mind, soup has to be more flavorful and like involving spices and whatnot.
Okay.
And a cereal in milk is like sweet and like not very flavorful beyond just like sugar.
Okay.
You guys got me thinking now. Is oatmeal a soup? No,
you're right.
I want to say no because it just feels wrong. I'm gonna go with my heart on this one. I know there are cold soups and that's fine, but okay. How about we say like soups to be a soup, it needs to be a broth, like involved. There has to be some sort of broth. So I'm gonna say no. Cereal is not a soup.
Okay.
I've never heard that one, but that's pretty good. Okay. Would you rather be a like super expert in one specific thing or good / like above average at a lot of things?
Like if I'm a super expert, does that mean I'm like shit at everything else?
You'd be like below average at like most things.
I'd be fine with being like above average. Or what was the option that's not?
Just like good or good?
Yeah.
Like average.
Yeah.
Why?
Like if I'd rather be like good at like just on a like an average level across all things instead of like being really good at one place and then just like terrible at everything else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I was gonna pick that one too.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice. The synergy, the team synergy here.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if you're good at only one thing, then everyone's gonna want you to just do that, right? And you wouldn't really have like much opportunity to do other things because everyone would want you to do your one thing all the time.
That is true.
Yeah. That's some work advice too. Be good at everything, but not just one thing.
No, I just read a book about that like recently. It's called Range, and it talks about like how some of these like professional, like certain professions, like it's good to have like an early training and like very specific and really work on that. And then there's like other there's like a lot more instances though where like having such a broad knowledge base or bringing in people from like different experiences has like helped even in like some very specific like fields too. So more often than not, I feel like having that kind of broad experience is like helpful.
Period.
Yeah. We can move on to our last like adult question. So a couple questions we like to ask, before we wrap up the episode is like, what's one thing that you did recently that made you feel like quote unquote adult, or like, what is one adult thing you wish you knew sooner? And that could fall into any realm of like any minor thing. I know Swetha said TSA pre-check. That's something like that, or whatever.
We talked about that for so long last
time. We did. Yeah.
We kind of like touched on this a little earlier in this episode, but I recently got like my first credit card that has an annual fee.
Yeah.
So that made me feel really adult.
For that card, did you have to spend a certain amount of money to like get more money back or something? Like if you spend like 5,000 or something.
Well, like to get like the bonus offer of like the rewards points, I have to spend a certain amount in like the first 6 months I have the card. But like other than that, like I just pay my annual fee. But like most of like the benefits you get kind of cancel out the annual fee if you use them all. So it balances out.
I think for me, it was paying and like planning my mom's birthday, because we basically like invited family and like we went out to a restaurant, and then me and my sister were in charge of like paying for it, and we offered to, because we both have big girl jobs now. But it was just interesting because like family members are coming up to me and they're like, "Oh, so you're paying for the stuff now, huh?" And it made me a little nervous, but but I was also happy because my mom has given me like so many good birthdays throughout my life. It feels nice to finally like be able to give back to my parents finally. So yeah, my wallet's hurting a little bit, but it was a good adult feeling.
Nice. Well, that's so cute. So just want to thank both of you, Swetha and Jeanavic, for joining us at the adult table. We appreciate kind of the hard work you've been putting into making a national convention great, and also appreciate you joining on, talking to us for this time. So, and also this is kind of our opening for year 2 of the podcast. So lots of things to be thankful for. But now that everyone has kind of gotten a chance to know you all a little better, hear about your story, do you guys have any socials or anything that you want to plug to the listeners?
Oh, are we about to become like SASE influencers?
Of course, yeah.
So mine is, I guess I'm mostly active on Instagram regarding SASE things too. So my Instagram is at, I'm just going to spell it out, JEANAVIC TM. It's literally just my name plus my middle and last. But yeah, my TikTok's on private, so I'm going to keep it that way. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I just make random content. So
I believe in you.
Also because I have a government job, so.
Fair. Yeah, all my socials are also on private, but that's just because I don't trust the public like that. But you can find me it's my first name, but with like 2 H's and 3 A's. On Instagram, on Twitter, I think that's it. I don't have a TikTok.
I'm trying to get her to get one.
Just get it to watch things. Yeah.
People just send me what they think I will like TikToks. So like I don't even need to get my own because people are doing the work for me. So
fair. Okay.
You should follow Jenny on TikTok though.
Oh,
Good.
You'd be doing some fire dances.
I just make stupid the dance ones. Yeah.
Dance ones are the fun ones.
Yeah. It does like take a while to learn though. Like,
Yeah, no, really. I tried to learn one with my sister. We were like sweating in the living room.
It actually
We
is.
recorded it and we were like, never mind, it's fine.
Bust one out right now.
Uh-huh. All right.
You can.
Wait, what?
Can you
What's
like
going
do
on
one
right now?
Yeah.
I don't even know. I can't even think right now, to be honest. There's like the same moves. There's always like some sort of like groove and then like, you know.
Okay, Charlie D'Amelio.
No, it's like there's always a whoa in there, you know, like when they hit the beat. Yeah. All right. So don't forget to subscribe so you know when episodes come out. And you can also follow us on Instagram as well at the Adult Table Podcast for updates. And we also have a feedback form open, so you can give us suggestions for any future guests you want to hear, questions you want answered, or any general feedback that you have. We would love to hear that from you all. And just check out the link tree in our Instagram bio for more information.
Yeah. So I'm Jason Chin.
And I'm Jenny Chung, and we'll see you next time at the Adult Table. Thanks for listening.